jump right in. Okay, who wants to share some good news? Oh, you know what, Twentis, I wanted to remind you about one thing I forgot to mention. So you've probably already watched this, but it's probably good to watch it again. In the Sunday emails that I've been sending out, there's a link for Dave Jinks's video on why list with me. Go watch that if you haven't watched that, and go watch it twice. I mean, it is that good. It is. He just speaks from the heart. We talked about yesterday why do people make decisions to work with us? It's not what we present. It's not the fact that I sold 4 homes in the neighborhood last year. It's why I sold 4 homes in the neighborhood last year. And it's how do I present myself in terms of the why behind doing what I do. Okay. So go back and watch that video, okay?
Got it.
All right. All right, good morning, everyone. Who wants to share some good news? Morning, Andrew. You guys got no good news? All right, I don't know what to say. Should we class dismiss? Who wants to share? Andrew, why'd you tune in today? All right, I guess I'm going to teach a little today. Who remembers the party chatter from yesterday's team meeting?
About the market, and is that what you're talking about? And how we have 1.25 months supply of
Single family detached.
I was driving. Yeah, single family detached. And it's, well, you know, that's what, like, the 3 listings that that are going on the market on Friday, they are people who have been dragging their feet for the last 6 weeks, not getting their houses ready. So it's, I've been telling them, you got to do it. And
you better rest up before Friday, because you're going to have a long weekend putting 3 listings on the market Friday.
Yep, I know. So, and they're all, one's 275, one's 375, and one's 4. So those are, you know, those hopefully will go fast.
That is awesome. Hopefully you can squeeze a buyer or 2 out of those before they go under contract.
Yeah, I hope so.
The other stats were the median price range is up 5.1%, and the median days on the market is down to 27 days. 27 days. These are really important stats. I mean, they're not just 2 or 3 stats that you have kind of like boom right there, ready to share when appropriate, because people, when they say how's the market, and you say something to the effect of, oh, it's good, I'm busy. First of all, that's the wrong answer. But that's vague. That does not sound like you really know what's going on with the market. If you say the market is really, really active, I'm having a lot of fun. Interestingly enough, the days on the market, median days on the market, is down to 27 days now. And a balanced market, by the way, is between 6 and 7 months of supply. We're at 1.25. Isn't that crazy? Meaning, let's talk about it. Right? If you say the market's great, I'm slammed, then they say, well, damn, I guess I'll give my referral to somebody else because you're slammed. Do you think about that ever? Right? I totally forgot to mention a concept yesterday that I wanted to mention with you guys, which is this idea of when you're calling somebody in your database, and you say to them, you know, just checking in, call me back when you want, blah, 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 right? What's really, I know we're all taught to say that, but one of the possible drawbacks with that is that you've basically given them homework, right? You've given them a task to do. And sometimes people don't really want a task to do. And if they know that like they're supposed to call me back, yet they can't fit into their schedule for some reason, then it makes them feel guilty about not calling you back. And then there's like silent resentment going on. So don't be afraid to say something like, hey, Nate, no need to call me back. I just wanted to check in on you and your family. Right? I know that's a little bit of a nuance, but if you say that, what are they going to do? When you say, hey, no need to call me back, I'm sure you're slammed, they're going to call you back. Right? If you say, call me back when you want, and I do this all the time. I need to post a visual about this. Hey, give me a call when you can. Right? That's like, you do this because I told you to do this. Right? You got to be careful about that. Say, hey, I'm sure you're busy. I was just, I wanted you to know I was thinking about you today. No need to call me back. Hope you're doing great. Look forward to catching up again soon. They're going to stop whatever they're doing and call you back, and you're going to have a great conversation about it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Bill, I have another question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
We mentioned on the call to another stat yesterday, right? And he had said like about 35.7% of all homes sell for at or above the list price in 6 days on the market.
Yes.
What was the stat? What was our norm versus that 35.7% of homes selling? What was the norm that we normally do?
I don't know that stat offhand. For the last, I'd say for at least the last 2 years, it's been right around that. But that's a stat that Chartmaster Chuck, has not been doing. Like, I've been following Chartmasters for 10 years, ever since I came to KW. But that was not, obviously, 10, 12 years ago, that was not a relevant statistic, right? So that is not something that the marketplace is really used to. That's one of those things that, a lot of stats are helpful when they're comparative, right? So it was this time, and 4 years ago it was this. Right. I don't know that stat even needs a comparative. Right, because you might say, well, last year it was 32 point. That's irrelevant. That's not where the pressure needs to be put. The pressure needs that stat tells you that is, well, I don't want to give away the home, right? What if we list it too low and then we end up selling it for not enough? You don't have to worry about that. Here's the stat in response to it. The stat in response to it is that if you have a $300,000 home and you price it at $200,000, you're going to sell it for $300,000 because the market will react, and over a third of homes will sell at list price or above list price because of multiple offers. Make sense? So I don't know that like saying like, well, this time it's 36 and last year it was 34. That's not enough of a difference to. That's not the point you want to hammer home. The point you want to hammer home is the fact that you can't undersell a home. Does that make sense?
Got it. Yep.
All right. Do y'all know what she's talking about? Okay. So Chartmasters are the slides that she's talking about. In the intranet, the office's intranet, there are the last 10 years or so of Chartmaster slides. So you can go back and see, there was times that, Kathy, you probably remember this, where like, that chart where it has every year's median, every year and every month's median price. And do you remember when we were like, so you bought the home in July of 2007, and today it's February of 2010. So what do you think we should be pricing the home at? And you like braced yourself in case they like, stood up from the kitchen table and were like, get out of my house,
Yeah.
You remember those days?
Yes. And lots of I did lots of short sales.
Yeah. I did a handful of them, but I never did them on the seller side. A lot of agents that pivoted to short sales on the seller side never recovered. They never went back. And I was more buyer focused at that time. So I was just putting the buyers in them.
Yeah. I was doing listings. I did one with Megan Dwyer and learned so much. And then it's like everybody in this overpriced neighborhood, they bought for $600,000 in June of 2006, And then in 2010, they're selling for 375, 425.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Yeah. I sat with a lot of those sellers and they said, well, I ain't selling for that. And I said, well, damn, I don't blame you. No, how else can I help you?
Well, they almost every single one of them, they had a decrease in their, or they had lost their job or lost a job, found another job. So there was, that extenuating circumstance which allowed them to do a short sale. But it was, they took a hit on it when they had to file their taxes. But they were able to get out of it and not go through bankruptcy or foreclosure.
Okay, so I'm glad you went in that direction because I wanted to also summarize the point Aubrey made in the team meeting yesterday as well, which is the reason why we're not. Look, if I could forecast what was going on in the real estate space, I would not be sitting here with you at 841. Okay, and I mean that with a lot of love to y'all. Here's the thing. We're not going to see the type of real estate market reaction that we did 12 years ago, at least immediately, because so many people have equity in their home, right? So what was happening back in 2008, 2009 was they bought the home when the market was running up. Let's say they bought the home for 300 and they had a mortgage for, let's say, 280. And then the market went up to 400. And so they refinanced, right? A lot of those people, by the way, got adjustable rate mortgages or interest only mortgages and teaser rates and these kind of things. And then as soon as the property value appreciated, they went and grabbed that equity, right? So now they've got a home that's worth 400. They got a loan on it for 350, let's say. Then the market tanks and now that home is worth 300, yet they have a mortgage for 350. And then they lose their job and they say, well, what am I going to do now? And then they sell the home short of the mortgage or just give it back to the bank in the form of a foreclosure. Here, what's happening is they bought the home, let's say, for 300. It's worth 400. They have a mortgage of, let's say, 260 on it because they've been paying it off. You don't see as much of the grabbing of the equity as we did the first time the price went up. And now they lose their job. They're like, okay, well, whatever. I'll just sell it for 380, take 100 grand and move into something smaller. You see what I'm saying? So the only reason why they would give it back to the bank is if there was no equity. And the only reason why they would allow it to be short sold is because there was no equity. Here, if you're visiting with a client, let's say that owes 300 on a home that's worth 350 and they're in financial straits, they're not going to, first of all, they obviously can't short sale. They owe less than the home is worth. So they could sell the home for, quote, what it's worth, settle up at the bank and move on. It would be idiotic to let it go back to the bank because then they'd never capitalize on the equity. Do y'all follow that? Sometimes I just assume that people know exactly what I'm talking about. Is there any questions with regard to what I just said?
Nope, not for me.
Okay. So and by the way, we have one and a half months of supply. And Lauren June, the head economist for NAR, National Association of Realtors, says that even if we were to get, what did he say? Even if 20% more homes were to come on the market, they'd be eaten up by the demand. Meaning they'd probably stick around 1 to 2 months of supply, which is just crazy to think about right now. Okay. And the interest rates are as low as they are. I don't think we're going to have any type of real estate fallout. If anything, what Aubrey kind of alluded to yesterday was the property owners are going to be the biggest recipients of a devaluation of the currency, right? If the dollar is worth less, then your $600,000 home might be worth $700,000 now. You see what I'm saying? Because inflation is coming. You can't just print $6 trillion and expect nothing to happen. Make sense? Okay, let me just do a tiny bit of housekeeping and then I want to finish up with some role play, okay? So I haven't gone into a lot of detail about this, but I've been chatting with Robert Doyle. Robert is the director of productivity for Georgia Legacy Group. Okay, and we coach together once a week, and we've known each other for many years. And what he has put out there is just an extra leverage piece for the coaches and an extra opportunity for the productivity coaching clients. Okay, and at the moment, these are the offerings from Georgia Legacy Productivity Coaching. Okay, there's no mandate that you participate. Nobody's taking roll. We're just offering you more stuff so that you can learn more, okay, and get more productive. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you are interested, there's going to be what we call a high accountability group meeting from 10 to 10:15. I'm going to be sending out the Zoom links. It's a little different than the way we've been running it here, where everyone just logs into the same link every day. We're moving towards that, but it's being taught by or led by a couple different people. So the high accountability group will be 10 o'clock to 10:15, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The idea there is we go in there and we kind of go around the circle and people talk about what have you done in the last 48 hours to create a client? And what do you intend to do over the next 48 hours to create a client? Okay. I would expect that to be just like a brainstorming of lead generation ideas, and to be an opportunity for you to see what is being successful and what ideas people are using to go build their business. So again, you participate if you'd like. I'll be sending out the links day by day, but 10 o'clock to 10:15, Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be a high accountability group. You're more than welcome to attend. Okay. We're going to go back to 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Tuesdays. It's going to be a social media group where somebody that's really doing well with social media will be giving some ideas and doing some kind of lunch and learn style type training. We're also going to be doing a script role play or script practice from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Thursdays. 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Thursdays. And every Friday from 10:30 to 11 will be a tech 30-minute, like kind of productivity coaching geared with Sam. Okay, so Sam will be in this room with the productivity coaching programs from the 3 market centers, and he'll be walking you through something in command, some type of tech related lead generation idea. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:15 to 10:30. I'm sorry, 10 o'clock to 10:15, 10:30 to 11 on Fridays, and 2 to 3 on Tuesday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday. So you can participate as much or as little as you'd like. We just want to be able to offer more stuff to you guys. Okay, I'll be doing my best to pop into some of that stuff. Do y'all like that? Is that something that interests you? Is that a cool extra offering?
Yes, it is.
I think it's great. What day is it going to start, Bill?
Today. Really yesterday. We did this social media thing yesterday from 2 to, yesterday was from 4 to 5, but it's going to go back to 2 to 3.
Bill, what will be today's subject?
I'm sorry?
What will be the today's subject?
So today is from 10 to 10:15. It's the high accountability. So that is that. What did you do over the last 48 hours to generate business, and what do you intend to do over the next 48 hours to generate business? It's kind of like that high pace. Over the last 48 hours, I sent out 30 handwritten notes, and I'm following up today with the text. Over the next 48 hours, I'm going to pick my open house, and I'm going to call the 100 people that live close to the open house. Like it's that quick. Next, you see what I'm saying? So it gears you towards activity, right? And meanwhile, you get to hear what all these other people are doing. And you're like, oh, that sounds like a good idea, or oh, that sounds like fun. I'd like to try that, right? Short and sweet, in and out, 15 minutes. Okay. All right, let's review the rest of the schedule. Friday, we have Oscar Flores Moreno. He's going to be, he's a capper. He's a top producer. He's, I believe he's in the top 20 of the office. Definitely in the top 20%, maybe in the top 20 of the office in general. He's an awesome guy, man. If you want to know what having fun selling real estate seems like or feels like, he's going to share that. Okay, this guy has fun selling homes. Would you agree with that, Kathy?
Yes, he does.
I have known him for 4 years or so. Never not seen a huge smile on his face.
I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. That every time I think of Oscar, I think of happiness and smiling.
Yeah. And he smells good.
If you guys remember, I got Sam to join us, Sam Jackson. Rather than the launch mastermind on Friday, we're going to do a special class with Sam that's on custom tagging in Command. Okay, so he'll have a lot of ideas on how to separate your categorize your database, add custom tags to it so that you can communicate with those people in a unique way. It's systematic, of course, but in a unique way. So for example, like, hey, I got a group of 25 people in my database that love college football. Or I got a group of, 10 people in my database that I met at a webinar. Or, this is my group of 4 financial planners, and this is the way I communicate with my financial planners, that type of stuff. Okay, so that's going to be from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Friday. Any questions on any of that? Okay, the results are starting to look pretty good for the first week in September. Particularly, I can already see some like carryover from last month with the database ads. Real proud of you guys. Keep that up. Okay, we've already done 5 listing appointments and 3 listings taken already. Kathy Ray, keep up the good work. Okay, first person to raise their hand gets to play role play. Any questions? We'll end on role play. Any other topics or questions? All right. I believe everyone on the call is registered for MegaCamp. If not, please go ahead and complete that little one-sheet thing for Melody. I've sent everyone a link for it. We're going to have another drawing at 4 o'clock on Friday. I can't guarantee this, but I'm pretty certain if you enter into that, you will win. Okay. I love having you, Kathy, right here because you make me smile when you laugh at my dumb jokes. Okay, who wants to do some role play?
I do.
All right, Kathy, what should
Unless
we role
Ebony does. She was turning towards it like.
I know, I could tell. She was like, she was waiting for me to bring it back up. All right, well, Ebony and Kathy, why don't you guys do some role play together? Who wants to start and what topic would you like to do?
Ebony, what do you want to do?
I was gonna ask if you could choose. Okay. Dang it, I had a script.
Go ahead, Kathy. You go. You pick.
You could choose. You could choose, and I'll just piggyback off of you.
Oh gosh, I thought you were just going to throw something out, Bill, and I was going to go with it. So you throw something out, Bill.
How about you guys want to do a for sale by owner?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys want to, and I think that both of you guys are NOC certified. Maybe you can include that that concept in your conversation if appropriate.
I'm not. I haven't done it yet. It's almost.
All right, put it on your schedule now. It's a great
Okay.
tool.
Okay.
Great tool. All right, Kathy, you are the agent. Ebony, you're the seller. And we'll switch.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is this Ebony?
It is. Who am I speaking with?
Ebony, this is Kathy Ray with Keller Williams. Thank you so much for taking my call. The purpose for my call is I see you have your home listed for sale by owner on the internet. I found it in Zillow, and I was curious, where are you moving?
Well, I'm planning on going to Texas. I have some family out there, so with all that's going on, I kind of just want to be close to them.
Texas? Where in Texas?
Houston.
Houston. My neighbor just moved to Houston and she's loving it. Well, so you want to be close to family. I understand that. That's one of the things that drives most people to move, unless it's a job. People want to be close to family. So when do you want to be there, Ebony?
Well, ideally, I would love to be there within the next 30 to 45 days. We have some great family events going on. I just want to be a part of it and just get settled.
I can appreciate that completely. I feel the same way about my family. So how long have you had your house on the market for sale by owner?
Oh my gosh, Kathy, it's been so long. My home has been sitting there for about 4 months and it's not doing anything. And I'm wrecking my bearing trying to figure out why it's not selling. It's a great home.
Well, the pictures that you have on, there's not very many, but it looks like it is a great home. how many showings do you have a week on it, each week?
Well, about one. Sometimes there's been a couple of weeks where I haven't had any activity,
Okay.
and I don't know how to drum that up.
Well, you know, it does take, you've got to sell a house on the internet first to get people in to take a look at it and buy it. So there are some great staging ideas that you could implement. And I just went off. There are some great staging ideas that you could implement with just a little bit of financial investment. So when have you had any offers on it?
Not a one.
Not a one. Okay. At Metro Atlanta, the 35% of homes sell that are listed in our FMLS. 35% of homes sell within 6 days. The median days on the market is 25, and you've had your house on the market for 4 months. I'll tell you, it sounds like we need to, I shouldn't have said that, I'll tell you. It sounds like we need to meet. Is today at 4 o'clock or tomorrow at 10 o'clock better for you?
Tomorrow at 10's good, but what are you going to do that I couldn't do? I understand I'm not getting a lot of people coming to my home, but how can you help me? I really don't want to pay that other commission. You know, I'd definitely pay you if you did it, but.
Okay, so your main goal is to get to Texas as soon as possible.
Yes.
And you've been waiting for 4 months.
Yes.
Tomorrow, just give me 30 minutes and I will show you what we do for marketing here at Keller Williams and part of my team. So if you'll allow me to meet with you tomorrow for 30 minutes, I will show you what we can do to get your home sold and to price it right and get as many people in there. I would love for you to see how quickly we can get your home sold when it's priced right, when it looks good on the internet, and what I can do to help you achieve that.
You know what, Kathy, that sounds great. Like, it's been sitting for 4 months. So you know what? I think tomorrow
Okay. Well,
will definitely work.
Ebony, thank you so much for taking my call. I will see you tomorrow and look forward to meeting you and helping you get your home sold so you can get to Texas to be with family. That's important.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I am looking forward to it as well.
You have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Kathy, did you happen to have that script in front of you?
No.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of went off because, you know, I'll get excited when you start talking about staging. And so I just.
So let me throw out a couple of recap items there. Number one is I love the fact that you get excited when you talk about staging, right? So like, I want you to ask yourself, each of you, what part of the process do you get excited about? And how can you share that excitement with others so that they want to experience it with you, right? If Kathy is just like kind of lukewarm on staging, then it's going to sound like she's lukewarm on staging, or she might not even bring it up. If she can't control herself because she loves staging so much, it's going to come out in her voice. Y'all hear that? There was a lot of mirroring and matching. There was a lot of, I completely understand. There was a lot of re-bringing up of her goal to get to Texas, right? There was some rapport building at the very beginning when she said her neighbor just moved to Texas or moved to Houston and was loving it. Man, that was
actually did. My neighbor actually did just move to Texas.
That was really, really good. Who else wants to comment on what they just heard? Did that sound salesy to anybody?
No,
Oh, it
but
was
Bill,
good.
I know I love when Kathy did that as well. I could tell the shift in her voice when she talked about staging. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Great job. Great job. Ebony, how did you feel? Did you feel like this was a woman that had your best interest at hand? Or did you feel like this was like a scavenger of some sort?
No, she, like, her voice was just so common. that it just felt like a natural conversation. It didn't sound salesy. It didn't sound like, sometimes you could just feel the slime on people, I didn't feel that like off of her. It wasn't just like, okay, just somebody else calling, trying to make sure that they line their pockets, so it just felt really good and natural.
So sometimes, I appreciate you sharing that. Sometimes we tend to have that attitude when we're making the call or preparing to make the call. We're like, well, I'm just doing this to make money, gosh, I'm not really excited about it, etc. Right? However, what if you went into the conversation thinking, hey, I'm a smart person here, and I got some really cool ideas that I can share with this particular prospect that will help them move on in life, right? That'll help them buy or help them sell or help them refinance or help them get better information through technology, right? When you go at it with that attitude, you don't sound salesy, right? I think it was yesterday. We had a leadership meeting with Andy yesterday to review August, and he said something at the very beginning of the call which I really liked. He said, "Money follows passion. Money follows passion." Okay. Kathy has invested a considerable amount of time working on internalizing scripts, working on language patterns, learning the craft, and finding out which kind of little pockets of the craft she really gets fulfillment from. And that's why she does well from a productivity standpoint. Make sense? Okay.
I would like to give feedback, Bill.
Yeah, please. What did you hear?
I think more than anything, when a stranger call you, of course you're skeptical to take the call, but I think Kathy made Ebony feel comfortable within relation by creating a relationship with the move to Texas. So more than anything, I think it was the comfortability without making it seem as though it's just another agent that's calling.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's exactly right. I liked how she started with the consumer's goal, right? With Ebony's goal.
Motivation, yeah.
Yeah. Where are you headed? Where are you moving to? Because most of the the typical for sale by owner script is, hey, this is Kathy Ray with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm wondering when you're planning to hire the right realtor to list your home, right? And that is a little bit more salesy, let's just say, right? But oftentimes the angle that agents don't use with for sale by owners is, hey, I see you're trying to sell your home. I totally respect that. Can I help you with your move? Right? Where are you moving to? Maybe there's something I can help you with there. I'm on the phone with sellers all the time. Maybe I'm in relationship with the seller of your perfect home. Let's talk about it. Right? Cool. You want to do a really quick one, Ebony?
Sure. Who am I playing?
Whatever you want.
I
Come on, you've had 10 minutes to think about what you want.
did. I was kind of like soaking it in. Okay, let's do unexpired.
Okay, beautiful. You want to be the seller or the agent?
Um,
Why don't you be the agent?
okay.
All right, you and Kathy. Hey, let me tell you something, Ebony. You volunteered. Well, kind of. Okay. Everyone else is just watching. So if you mess up a little bit, no big deal. We're here to learn, and we're here to support each other. Okay.
Okay.
Because you took a tiny bit more initiative than the person who's just watching right now. So the goal is for us to learn together. You get more confidence, and then we'll have somebody else raise their hand next time.
Okay, perfect.
It's the same thing as a FISBO.
Yeah, it's what are your goals?
I
Right?
know, but this
Everybody-
is absolutely.
So
All
just say what I said if you can remember that. I mean,
Okay.
go that route.
Okay.
All right, go.
Ring, ring.
Hello,
Good morning. Is Kathy available?
this is Kathy. To whom am I speaking?
Hi, Kathy. My name is Ebony, and I'm an agent with Keller Williams Realty. How are you today?
Ebony, thank you for your call. You're about the 8th Keller Williams agent that has called me today.
Really? Well, guess what? You are absolutely in luck because you got the best one.
Yes.
Nice.
So
That's right.
I'm calling because I do see that your home on 123 Main Street, it did show up on the expired list. And I just
Yeah,
wanted to get just a little bit more information from you. Do you have a couple minutes today?
sure.
Okay. So when I'm looking at this home and it's absolutely gorgeous, I'm looking at all the pictures. I can definitely see that this is your baby and you took care of it. I wanted to know, why do you think the home didn't sell? Like, if you can give me just a little bit more background information on it.
Um, well, I don't think the pictures were as good as they could have been. My agent didn't use a real professional photographer. She just took pictures with her camera, an old camera.
Okay, and sometimes that does, because a picture speaks 1,000 words. So sometimes the better pictures you have, it paints a better picture of the home. But I am looking at them. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm looking at the home. You definitely have a lot of space
Why do
there.
you think it didn't sell, Ebony?
Well, when I'm looking at the price that it was listed for, like I've done a little bit of information about your area and I am very knowledgeable about it. It doesn't seem as if it was priced right. And sometimes when it's not priced and if it's not priced right, it deters people from actually looking at the home. So what I would love to do is drop by just for a couple minutes. That way I can put my eyes on your home. So that way we can see if we can get it priced right. I have a phenomenal photographer as well that I can get those
What
pictures.
would you price it at? What price would you list it? Because we have a number in our head that we want to get out of it. So I'm hesitant to meet with you if the price that you're thinking right now isn't going to work for us.
And Kathy, I completely understand that, but let me tell you something that I have learned. Do you know that the house actually sells itself? So what happens is when we put your home on the market and it's priced correctly, the house is going to determine what it is that you get out of it. So even if, let's just say that you wanted to list the house at $475,000, but based upon all the information that we did, we know that that house is actually worth about somewhere in between the neighborhood of 450. What I would like to do is price it correctly. So that way, if we get all the exposure to it, then you have more people wanting to purchase your home. So price is always going to be the determining factor of how quickly your home moves. And when it's priced right, we can get you that house sold as soon as possible.
Um,
The
that
appointment.
makes sense. That makes sense. So now what?
So what I would definitely like to do is just come by your home so that I can look at it. We can look at all the amenities that you have because it's absolutely gorgeous from these pictures. So we're definitely going to have it priced right. We're going to get a photographer in there so that we can get the correct lighting, we can get the correct exposure. I'm going to, if you do decide to list with me, what I can do is put it on multiple different sites as well. So we get everything that we need for your home so everyone can see it and you get that home sold because we don't want you sitting on that home for another, how long did you say your home was on the market for?
Only 3 months, and it was with COVID, but the market is so hot. I'm surprised it hasn't sold. So,
Well, guess what? That is not going to be, look, we're not going to have this same conversation in another 35 days, 30 to 45 days. So
okay.
if I can drop by, is tomorrow at 3 or Friday at 4 p.m. a good time for you?
Tomorrow at 3 is better for me.
Okay, so it'll just be, I'll stop by for about 15, 20 minutes. So that way we can just meet each other, one, and then we can just go over some numbers. I can take a look at your house in its entirety, and we can go from there. My goal is to help you and assist you in any way that I can. So whatever it is that you need from me, I am willing to do, as well as give you all of my expertise to get this home completely sold because we don't want it sitting anymore in an expired listing.
Bye.
It's
Bye.
fabulous. It's a great home.
Okay.
Great job. Great job. I could probably pick a couple little things apart. I know we kind of put you on the spot. That was really, really good though. The one thing that I would probably say, and it's probably two different schools of thought. I'm not saying it's wrong, but just that people don't necessarily want to hear that the price was wrong on the phone, right?
Okay.
I would wait to have that conversation when you're in person if possible, right?
Okay.
You might share that in like a slightly different way by saying something like, what we have found after, we research the market, or I research the market every day. And what we're finding is 35.9% of homes sell at or above list price, right? And the homes that are correctly priced at the beginning of the marketing period, meaning they do not need a price reduction, they sell for a median of 100% of their list price in 11 days.
Okay.
And then you might then move it to, tell me what is it about the home that you believe caused it not to sell, right? So you're basically saying the same thing, but it's a little less in your face.
Okay. That makes sense.
You can tell you've practiced though. So I'm super proud of you for that. I mean, you brought in, and you did this at the end really, really nicely, where you're like, my goal is to help you achieve your goal, basically. Right? So you did that really well. Great job. Great job.
Thank you. Thanks, Kathy.
All right, you guys, if you don't have a script play partner, if you don't have a role play partner, we got a group full of people that want to get better. So all you got to do is raise your hand and let's get you partnered up, okay? Even if it's script practice for 10 minutes a week, it's better than nothing, okay? And Ebony, you are by far and away more confident on the phone than you were 2 months ago, right? Yeah.
Yes.
It just comes
Yes.
from practice. It just comes from practice. So keep up the good work, you guys. Today, we're going to do one more pop-up little session, which is, what is it? Hang on. I'm going to just have the room open from 3:30 to 4 for kind of like office hours, if you will. So if you have a question that you want to go over, if you have some feedback about the program that you would like to share, you want to complain, you want to hear me on, whatever it is, the room will be open from 3:30 to 4, so feel free to come in. Okay? Y'all have an awesome day. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.